the mechanical advantage finding required wire line size. So when we gave it to you, we gave it to you actually with the solution, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and do the solution right here in front of you too, okay? So we got this problem here. What diameter manila line is required to lift a half-ton gangway? Well, we're going to use one of these two formulas. This is manila line, so we're going to use the manila formula. If it was wire, we'd use that formula. So if we look up here, it says use the following formula to solve the problems below. Load is in long tons, okay? So L is load, it's in tons, okay? So if we use this formula, the answer that's going to come out for a circumference, okay, is going to be in long tons, all right? Now, we want to know the diameter. So we're going to need to use this formula, and then we're going to need a formula to convert between circumference and diameter. So the first formula we're going to use is C is the square root of L times 15, okay? And then we're going to do C equals pi D, but we're going to have to solve it for D. We'll get to that in a minute. So let's do step one. Okay, so what diameter line is required to lift a half-ton gangway? So we're going to start off here. The circumference is going to equal the square root of, what's our, we're a half-ton, okay, so that's 0.5 tons times 15, okay? And we're going to get a circumference if we do that of, if we do all that, 0.5 times 15 equals, and then take the square root of that, that's going to be a circumference of 2.74 inches, okay? Now step two is we got to take the circumference and convert it to diameter. Well, circumference is pi times d. Well, if we want to solve for d, we got to get rid of the pi, we got to move it over to the other side. So I'm going to divide this side by pi. And then the pi's cancel out, but there's an equal sign there, so I got to divide this side by pi. And now d is c over pi. Okay, well, d in this case is going to equal c, which is 2.74 inches, divided by 3.14, and that's going to give us a d of 0.876, which works out to about a 7/8 inch line. Okay, so a 7/8 inch line, manila line, would be what we would want to lift up a half-ton gangway if we were going to use and the built into this formula, by the way, is a safety factor of 6. So the range is 5 to 12 typically. So this is at the lower end of that range. Okay? All right, let's do this next problem. Okay? So what diameter manila? Okay, so again, it's manila line, so we're going to use this same formula. Is required to lift up a load of barrels weighing 1,344 pounds. Okay. Well, look at this. Pounds. And up here it says tons. Okay? So first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to convert the pounds to tons. So 1 is going to be use the conversion factor. 1 long ton equals 2240 pounds. Okay, so we're going to have to do that. Okay, and then after we do that, then we're going to use our. We're going to have to find the diameter. So we're going to use this same formula again. 2. It's going to be circumference is the square root of the load times 15. Okay, so we're going to need to do that. But that's going to give it to us in circumference, so then we're going to have to solve circumference, okay, using this formula. We're going to have to solve for d, okay? So they're going to use these three formulas in more or less in this order. So step 1, let us convert. We've got, what do we got? 1,344 pounds. We want to convert that to tons because we have to put it into tons for this formula, okay? So times, I've got pounds here, that means I need to divide by pounds. So that's 2240 pounds. And pounds cancel out, and 1 ton goes on the top. So that 1,344 divided by that, and that's going to equal 0.6 tons. Okay? So now that 0.6 tons is going to get inserted into here. So now we're going to do step 2, formula 2. C equals the square root of the load times 15. And that's going to be, that's going to end up with the load is in tons and the C is going to be in inches. So that is going to be 0.6 tons times 15, square root of that. And C in this case is going to equal 3 when you do all that little math. Okay? Now we got our circumference, but we want to know what the diameter is. So step 3 is going to be to convert from circumference to diameter. We're going to use this formula, C equals pi d. But again, we want to solve for diameter, so we're going to have to move the pi over to the other side. Well, there's an equal sign. I got to do that. So d equals C over pi. Okay? And now, oops, let me get my lead right. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute. D equals C. C is 3 over 3.14. So 3 divided by 3.14 turns out to be 0.96 inches, which is basically a 1-inch line. And that's how we do those two problems.